Welcome back to Elementary Unlocked. I thought today that we could look at some of the skills we've been doing in real-world application. These are formative assessment items. A formative assessment is meant to tell the teacher what the child knows at that point so the teacher can figure out what they need to do in order to continue to move the child forward. So this is only 3 questions. And this particular one is for adding multi-digit numbers. So we go up to 9,999 in 3rd grade. So first, they have to be able to read. If reading these questions is going to be a problem for them, that is going to be a major issue because when you reach 3rd grade, we no longer read assessments to you unless you have an accommodation due to either being a second language learner who has a plan called an ELP, which is an English Language Proficiency Plan, or you have an IEP for special ed, which is an individualized education plan. Those are the only 2 groups of students other than those with a 504 for something such as needing a larger text who would get assistance. So the child's got to be able to read it. That is number 1. And in math, we don't think about that. So if your child is struggling in math, my first question is, are they also struggling in reading and writing? Because if they are, the math is being impacted by the reading and writing. Deal with it first. So here we have a story about Julie and Paris who counted the crayons and markers in the art room. They counted 3,605 crayons and 5,832 markers. How many crayons and markers does the school art room have? So we're looking for a total. Now some people will tell you, hey, teach the students to do a part whole. All that means is you're going to take the part, which is one of them, the other part, your other number, and then this is what the total should be. Okay, so this is going to be A for art. That is my unknown. Now, personally, being a Gen X teacher, this is a type of thing that we didn't learn until probably middle school or high school, and we're doing it this way in 3rd grade. So a lot of things have dropped down to lower grades, and that can be tricky because if you haven't been in the classroom in a while, you haven't seen the changes coming or seen how they're being impacted. So we're going to take 3,605. We are going to place it on top of 5,832, making sure that we line up our place values. So our equation is such as this. Now, you have a couple of choices with this. You can do base 10. You can do standard algorithm, but I want to show you one that I've been seeing on TikTok a lot lately. And I tried it today with my students, and for quite a few of them, it actually made a big difference. So I hear there are some other schools doing it. Let's check this out. So for me, I say you have to do this with a hundreds, tens, and ones chart in the number because it just makes it that much easier to do. So 3 plus 5 is 8. And yes, I know, that starts on the wrong side. It's weird. 6 and 8 is 14. So with that, I would put the 14. The 1 would have gone in here and it would be here. So you can see that it's lining up underneath the number that it's in. Okay, 0 and 3 is 3, so we drop it down. 5 and 2 is 7. And we can extend the lines as much as we need to. And then we're just going to add those straight up, whatever's in the column. 7, 3, 4. 8 and 1 is 9, so we should end up with 9,437. Now, of course, you can do this many ways, but this is one I saw recently that I thought was really neat. All right, now, here we have another word problem. Discovery High School has 3,628 students, completely made up. Didn't check a thing on this. We get numbers. Brookwood High School has 3,749 students. How many students do both schools have all together? Now, some teachers say don't teach keywords. It doesn't matter. If you want to teach all together, that's fine. All together is a way of saying we're putting it all together. That means we're adding. So we're going to take the first set of students. We're going to take the second set of students. We're going to add them together. Now, this one I'm going to do with a standard algorithm, which is fine if you've already mastered how to do it with base 10 or expanded form and things like that. 8 plus 9 is 17. So I have the 7 in the ones place, but in the 17, the 10 is in the tens place, which is where it needs to be. 40 and 20 is 60, plus 10 more is 70. 600 plus 700. Well, 6 and 7 is 13, so it's 1,300. So 300, and there's the 1,000 in the thousands place. 3 plus 3 is 6, or 3,000 plus 3,000 is 6,000, plus 1,000 is 7,000. 7,377, which is A. And we have one more question on here that we worked on. And this is games of adding these up. So I'm going to do this one our longer way. This is Dylan scores 2,467 points during round 1 on an online game and 4,937 points on the second round. How many points does he score in all? Okay, thousands, hundreds, tens, ones. I'm going to do expanding them out. 2,467, 4,937. And we're going to add those up. 7 and 7 is 14. 60 and 30 is 90. 900 and 400 is 1,300. And 2,000 and 4,000 is 6,000. Now, you can take this all the way apart if you need to take these and separate them, or you can do it just as it is. If you can add them like this, that is okay. I like to go ahead and spread them out, but that is entirely up to you. So I'm going to separate my 1,000 and my 300, my 90, my 10, and my 4. There we go. Okay, I just saw something I know about making 10, so I know that's going to be 100 right there. So I now know that I have 6,000 and 1,000, so I have 7,000. I have 300 and 100, which is 400. And then I have a 4 over here. There are no tens. 7,404. So these are just a few ideas of what a formative might look like and some ideas on how to do multi-digit addition with your child.